Dumulaka kaya, dumulaka le lo, dumulaka kaya, dumulaka le lo. Tico Marico, Tico Masico, calling on the goddess of love. Tico Marico, Tico Masico, calling on the goddess of love. Dumalaka kaya, dumalaka le lo, dumalaka kaya, dumalaka le lo. Oh, this chanting is driving me crazy. But it is what I must do because it is that time of the year again, the mating season, the time when young girls are looking for husbands, the time when fathers are looking for husbands for their young girls. I am Loki, the doctor of love for the village of Banya. And the men in the village of Banya are not exactly interested in getting married. They have to be pushed, kicked, shoved, beat over the head, threatened, all of those things in order for them to take a wife. So this is why fathers and daughters come to me to get help finding a husband and blah, blah, blah. So here we are again, it's that time of year again, and they're all over the place looking for husbands. I have so many requests for help. So many fathers and daughters want my help this year. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I chant every day, many times a day I chant, calling on the goddess of love to come help me find husbands for these girls. Because here in the village of Banya, these girls are not exactly overly desirable. They have many faults. One fault is enough to drive away a man. But here in the village of Banya, these girls have many faults. But we try to get the men to overlook them, and we try to get the men to think of romance, kissing and hugging and loving. We try to get the men to think of that so they can overlook all of the faults of the girls. But oh, there are times when it is impossible because some of these faults are so obvious. I have a girl, Nika, who is looking for a husband. She won't cut her toenails. Oh, Nika's toenails are so long. I have told her, her father has told her, her mother has told her, Nika, cut the toenails. But she says, no, no, no. My toenails are my most beautiful feature. We says, believe me, Nika, the toenails are not your most beautiful feature. But she won't cut them. She won't cut her toenails, and they are ugly. They are ugly toenails. And Nika will not cut them, and she wants a husband. Well, most men are not interested in a woman with long, ugly toenails, if you know what I mean. Oh, but I am stuck with the job of trying to help her. Oh, my goodness, have I got my hands full. And then there is Trishkata. Oh, my goodness gracious. Trishkata is looking for a husband. Well, that is going to be quite a job, too, finding a husband for Trishkata. The woman spends most of her time up in a tree swinging on a vine. She loves that kind of stuff. She swings from tree to tree to tree to tree on a vine. And we says, Trishkaka, what is wrong with you? Why do you do that? She said, oh, I love floating through the air like this. Said, oh, hanging on a vine and just swinging. Oh, said, it is so wonderful. It is just so fulfilling. We said, Trishkaka, can't you find something else to do other than swing from tree to tree on a vine? We said, it isn't ladylike. She says, what do you mean? What do you mean it is not? We says, Trishkaka, it is just not the kind of thing a man loves to see a woman doing, swinging from tree to tree on a vine. So here this woman wants to swing on vines, and I'm trying to find a husband for her. Oh, gee. Oh, is she so hard-headed and stubborn? Yet she thinks some man will want her in spite of the fact that she spends so much time in the trees swinging on a vine. So I have to deal with this. I have got to try to find a husband for this woman who loves to swing on a vine. I don't know any men who love to do that, you know. Oh boy. Oh, so I have to call on the goddess of love. I have to do, dumalakakayaya, dumalakalalelo. Oh, calling on the goddess. Oh, I have to do that. Oh, I hope the goddess of love will help me because these girls need help. There is this girl named Bajuna. Oh my goodness gracious, Bajuna is always dirty. She loves hogs. Oh my goodness. Every time you look for Bajuna, she's with a bunch of hogs slopping around in the mud. I said, Bajuna, why do you do that? Do you think this is beautiful? Do you think any man wants a woman who slops around in the mud with hogs? She says, oh, there is someone who will want me. I said, believe me, Bajuna, I know what I speak. I said, there's no man who wants a woman who slops around with hogs. But she says, oh, I love the hogs. They need me to take care of them. I love the hogs. I will not give up my hogs. She said, I want a husband, but I will not give up my hogs. So I am stuck with trying to find a husband for this woman who slops hogs all day. Oh, she smells like hogs, and she has mud all over her and everything. Oh, my goodness. Bajuna, please, I tell you, change your ways. So she is stubborn and hard-headed, but I'm stuck. I must try to find a husband for her. Then there's Babosika. Babosika loves to play with snakes. We're not talking about tame, harmless snakes. Babosika loves to play with those dangerous creatures that love to wrap themselves all around you and love to crawl into things and scare the daylights out of you and occasionally maybe take a bite out of you and who knows, maybe poison you to death. These are the kind of snakes that Babosika likes to play with. And I told her, I said, Babosika, you got to give up the snakes. I said, men are not interested in women who play with snakes. I said, forget the snakes, Babosika. She says, no, Loki. I must have my snakes. I love my snakes. I would never give up my snake. I said, not even to get a husband? She says, no, not even to get a husband. I said, Babosika, do you really think you will get a husband with a snake around your neck? She says, I don't care. I must have my snake. I said, no, Babosika. There's no such thing as I must have my snake. I said, get rid of the snakes. I said, if you want a husband, get rid of the snakes, Babosika. She said, well, I will think about it. So far, she hasn't done it. I'm looking for a husband for this woman, but the snakes have to go. The snakes have to go. I'm not kidding. Hey, forget the snakes. Snake around the neck. No. No one wants that. No one wants that. And then there's Trinosa. Oh, this girl, she puts on makeup. Too much makeup. Trinosa puts paint everywhere, on her jaw, on her ears, on her eyes, on her forehead, on her chin, on her neck, on her arms. Oh my goodness. Trinosa puts paint all over her body and she thinks it looks wonderful. I told her, I said, Trinosa, no man can tell what you look like. You wear too much paint. She says, oh, look, I think it looks beautiful. I said, believe me, Trinosa, it does not look beautiful. I said, it's interesting, I grant you that, but it is not beautiful. I said, forget the paint, Trinosa. You can't keep painting yourself all these different colors and expect a man to fall in love with you and want you for his wife. So she too promised, well, I will think about it, Loki. I will think about it. So I've got to try to find a husband for this woman who's painted all these different colors, red, green, blue, yes. Oh, Trinosa, please, help me on this, will you? I said, if I'm going to find you a husband, he wants to see what you look like. I said, the paint just doesn't do a thing for you. Please, forget the paint, Trinosa. Forget the paint. And then I've got Banlona. Oh, what a character she is. Banlona shaves her head. She's totally bald. I said, Banlona, why do you keep doing that? I said, the men in this village love hair. They love long hair, Banlona. They do not like bald-headed women, Banlona. I said, why do you keep shaving your head? She said, oh, Loki, I get tired of washing the hair and fooling with the hair in the eye. I said, I don't care, Banlona. I don't care if it causes you problems. If you're going to be in this village of Banya, you must have hair. The men in the village of Banya want hair on their women's heads. They do not want women with their heads shaved. Oh, I'm having trouble. Oh, having big trouble getting through to Banlona. This woman thinks she looks just fine shaving her head. I said, oh, believe me, Banlona, you do not look fine in the village of Banya. Maybe somewhere else in the world you will be accepted. But here in the village of Banya, you're not accepted with the shaved head. So stop the shaving, throw away the razor, whatever you're using, the knife, the razor, whatever. Get rid of it, Banlona. Please help me, Banlona. If I'm going to find you a husband, you've got to help me. And shaving your head is not helping things. Believe me, it is not helping things. And then we have this girl named Breaker, and what a character Breaker is. She has a pet lion and a pet tiger, and she sleeps with them and follows them around all day long. And these creatures are big and dangerous and scary. They love Prika. They would never hurt her. But that's no sign that they won't hurt someone else. So every time Prika goes near anybody, they run. I mean, they scatter like the wind. And Prika is looking for a husband. I said, Prika, do you really think any man is going to come near you when you're walking around with a lion and a tiger by your side? She said, but they are such wonderful pets, Loki. Said, they are not dangerous. They've never hurt me. They won't hurt anybody. I said, believe me, Prika, nobody believes that. Only you. I said, nobody else believes that but you. I said, when people see a lion and a tiger, it's dangerous to them and they run the other way. I said, if you're trying to get a husband, get rid of the lion and the tiger. I said, help me, Prika, help me. You cannot expect to have men coming around to see you if you are walking around with a lion and a tiger by your side. So Prika says, okay, Loki, I will think about it. I will consider getting rid of my pets. I said, why don't you get something a little smaller, like a frog, maybe? I said, Prika, why don't you get a frog for a pet? Forget the lion and the tiger. Oh, my, I tell you, these girls, there's something else. These girls are incredible. They're not helping me. They want husbands, but they have all of these ridiculous faults. And I tell them, you've got to get rid of these faults if you expect to get a husband. Oh, the goddess of love must help me. This is a rough season, I tell you. Oh, my God. Dumalaka kaya, dumalaka lelo, dumalaka kaya, dumalaka lelo. Tico Marico, Tico Masico, calling on the goddess of love. Tico Maliko, Tico Masiko, calling on the goddess of love. Oh, I just have to chant. Oh, I must get help from someplace if I am going to find husbands for these girls. I must get help from someplace. I have a girl named Portia that I am trying to help to find a husband. This girl is never around. Anytime I find a nice young man in the village who wants to go by and see Portia, the girl is at the river. This darn girl spends too much time on the water. She's either in a canoe paddling somewhere, or she's out fishing somewhere, or she's swimming down beneath the water. Portia loves the water. This girl is always on the water, at the water, near the water. Every time I go to her little place in the village to introduce her to a nice young man, her parents tell me Portia is somewhere near water, of course, and I have to go try to hunt her down. And so here me and the young man go traveling all the way down to the water, and usually we'll find Portia way out in the lake in her canoe, and I'll have to say, Portia, Portia, come to shore, come to shore. It takes forever for her to paddle to shore. And she'll say, Loki, what is it? I say, well, Portia, this young man wants to see you. I told him about you. Would you have a few minutes to get out of the canoe and possibly say hello? And so she gets out of her canoe usually, and she'll talk to the young man. And so I'll come over to her and I'll say, well, Portia, are you enjoying your conversation with the young man? And usually she says, yeah, Loki, but he doesn't seem to love the water as much as I. I said, that doesn't matter. Forget the water. Forget the water, Portia. I said, he does not have to love water. I said, forget the water. You're trying to, you know what I mean, Portia. You're trying to find a mate, you understand? And this guy is very receptive to that idea. I said, forget the water, forget the canoe, forget the fish, forget the swimming. Talk to this young man. So this is how I have to treat Portia, because the girl is water crazy. The girl is water crazy. I'm trying to help her find a husband, and she's more interested in someone who loves the water. Forget the water, Portia. Forget this. If the guy wants to talk to you, talk to him. If he wants to hold your hand, let him hold your hand. Forget the water, dog. So this is how I have to treat Portia. Like I said, these girls in the village of Banya, they have all of these stupid faults that are keeping them from finding husbands. I'm trying to help. I'm doing everything I can to help them, but it is not easy. Believe me, it is not easy. Have to call on it. Oh, dumalaka kaya, dumalaka lelelo, dumalaka kaya, dumalaka lelelo, Tico Marico, Tico Masico, calling on the goddess of love. Tico Marico, Tico Masico, calling on the goddess of love. Oh my goodness. And then there's Tula. Oh, Tula is looking for a husband, but Tula sleeps too much. Oh my goodness. This girl is awake maybe 3 hours a day. Oh, I said, Tula, if you want to find a husband, you must go out into the world. I said, you cannot sleep here all day long in your little hut and things like that. I said, you must get out into the world, Tula, and let the young men see you. You must go out and meet young men. I said, you can't find a husband sleeping all day. But I don't know what it is. Maybe she's sick. Maybe she's ill. I don't know. Maybe she's crazy. I don't know. But anyway, Tula sleeps most of the time, and yet she expects to find a husband. I have told her mother and father, I said, I think we had better consult the witch doctor or somebody and have him look at Tula, because she spends much too much time sleeping. I said, she will never get a husband like that. And they agree with me. So we are trying to talk Tula into seeing the witch doctor, and maybe he can cure her illness or whatever it is that is causing her to sleep so much, because oh my goodness gracious, no. She has got to be more active, more outgoing. She has got to get out and show her face to the world, show her face to the young men if she expects to find a husband. She cannot find a husband sleeping all the time. Oh my goodness gracious. Like I said, these girls have faults. You see what I'm dealing with? These girls have faults. Jungalina eats too much. Jungalina is looking for a husband, and she eats too much. Oh, every time I go over to her little hut, I said, Jungalina, I have someone I want you to meet. The girl is eating. Oh my goodness gracious. Fortunately, she doesn't gain a lot of weight, but Jungalina is always eating. And every time she runs out of food, she grabs her bow and arrow and her spear, and she runs out into the woods to try to find another wild animal to kill and cook so that she will have more to eat. I said, Jungalina, could you stop eating for a minute and meet the young man that I have brought around to see you? And Jungalina will usually stop just long enough to introduce herself, and she's usually licking her fingers, and Jungalina, please, I said, hey, show more manners here. I said, the young man is possibly looking for a wife, but could you please slow down with the food? Could you forget the food for a minute here and talk to the... So this is how I have to treat Jungalina. oh, this girl and her eating, that will be a problem because I don't think a young husband wants to spend all of his time out in the woods looking for food for this Jungalina. So she's going to have to overcome the eating habit. Just like Tula has to overcome her sleeping habit, Jungalina has got to get rid of the food thing here. I want to tell you. Yeah, and another girl that I am supposed to help find a husband, Ravita. Ravita is looking for a husband. Ever since this girl was little, she has been rough and tough and brawny and very disturbing, to say the least. She wants to be a soldier in the army. This is what Ravita wants to be. She wants to be a soldier in the army, but her mother and father want her to settle down and get married and have children, and so it is quite a task. So here I am trying to find a husband for Ravita, and she walks around with 2 or 3 knives stuck in her belt, and she has a rifle across her shoulder. I said, Ravita, please lose the weapons. Get rid of the weapons. You can't walk around the village looking like a soldier, Ravita, if you're going to find a husband. And she usually says, well, I'm not necessarily looking for a husband. My mother and father are looking for a husband for me, but I am not particularly looking for. I said, oh, cut it, Ravita. I said, you know you must get married. I said, here in the village of Banya, you girls know you must eventually find a husband. Your mother and father are doing the right thing. I said, you got to get rid of the soldier look, though. Oh, this girl looks tough. Oh, there aren't many men around who will take her on. I want to tell you, this girl is tough and rough, and she can handle herself and anybody else that gets in her way. But I am stuck with the task of trying to find a husband for her. And oh, I mean to tell you what a job that is going to be, finding some guy who can put up with a rough, tough girl like Ravita. Like I said, she wants to be a soldier. Maybe she would be better off in the army. Maybe she would be better off as the head of the army. Oh, who knows? So anyway, I am trying to find husbands for all of these girls, and I need all the help I can get. I need all the help I can get, so I chant, Dumalakakayayay. Dumalaka-le-le-lo, Dumalaka-kayayay, Dumalaka-le-le-lo, Tico Mariko, Tico Masiko, calling on the goddess of love. Tico Mariko, Tico Masiko, calling on the goddess of love. Oh, please help me find husbands for these girls. Please help me find husbands for these girls. I must keep on chanting and calling on the goddess of love. I must keep on chanting and calling on the goddess of love. Here in the village of Banya, I am calling, Dumalaka-kayayay, Dumalaka-le-le-lo. Help me if you hear me, goddess of love. Help me if you hear me, goddess of love. Help me find husbands for all of these girls who have these incredible faults. Help me find husbands for these girls. Thank you, goddess of love.